As I previously stated, I wanted to spend some time on comments, your comments, because I uh, I want to do it. That's why. Governments in Canada, both federal and provincial, definitely can be sued and have been sued. That's good. That's very good. And I'm sure that, well, Belinda needs to do that, I think. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Belinda does it. All of a sudden, we're going to have Malaya say, "What about me? I need money." And I don't know. I guess she would be able to do it too, right? She could say, "Oh, I was so traumatized by Daniel, and I was threatened by him, or what have you." But well, then again, she claims not to know what happened, right? So maybe, just maybe. Wait a minute. Let's listen to him.
A jaw-dropping new detail rocks the case of Lily and Jack Sullivan's disappearance. A neighbor heard a loud 5-speed car racing in and out of their trailer's driveway 6 times between midnight
He said around 6 times, so
and 5 a.m. on May 2nd, 2025, hours before the 6-year-old and 4-year-old vanished, leaving only a torn pink blanket. So, this bombshell, locked behind a Globe and Mail paywall, is one I'm sharing fresh with.
it is it behind a paywall? I didn't subscribe. I was able to see it, to read it.
You. So I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we dive into this chilling mystery together. So Lansdowne Station, a tiny hamlet in Nova Scotia's Pictou County, sits 150 kilometers northwest of Halifax. It's a cellular dead zone choked by dense spruce forests, sharp bushes, and bogs buzzing with black flies. A century ago, Scottish miners dug iron and copper here. Now, abandoned mine shafts and rusted car skeletons litter the dirt roads. A single train wails daily. So 1 in 5 kids here live in poverty, worse than most of Nova Scotia. Lily and Jack lived in a cluttered trailer off Highway 289 with their 27-year-old mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, a Sipikanaktik First Nation member, their 34-year-old stepfather, Daniel Martell, and baby sister, Meadow. The trailer, owned by Daniel's 60-year-old mother, Janie McKenzie, had holes in the front stoop and tarps under the floor. A massive wood stove crowded the living room.
60, right? So she talks about when she's 85, 25 years.
Lily's artwork hung near a sliding patio door to a yard with a chicken coop where the kids played. Jamie, overwhelmed by noise, moved to a camper in the driveway. On May 2nd at 6:15 a.m., Malaya marked Lily and Jack absent from Salt Springs Elementary, a 20-minute bus ride, citing Lily's cough. Daniel and Malaya heard them playing while dozing with Meadow. Daniel says Lily popped in and out. By 9:40 a.m., silence hit. Malaya told CTV Atlantic, "We got up and I tell Daniel, 'Do you hear the kids?' And he says, 'No, we're looking outside, yelling for them.'" Jack's blue dinosaur boots, Lily's pink boots, and her strawberry backpack were gone. One child-size boot print marked the driveway. Malaya called 911 at 10 a.m. Daniel sped off in her white SUV, checking dirt roads and streams. Search teams with orange vests, drones, helicopters, and dogs scoured the woods, thickened by 2022 storm Fiona. They searched the trailer, a hamster cage, a brush pile, a suitcase, the dryer, the chicken hut, and Janie's camper 3 times. But nothing turned up. A torn pink blanket, confirmed as Lily's, appeared in.
By the way, have we learned if it was police or the search team that looked through the trailer of Janie's?
2 places. One piece was tangled in a spruce tree a kilometer away on an ATV trail near Daniel's dad, Earl Martell, and uncle's homes, which is an interesting detail the Globe and Mail shared.
See, that is interesting. That you see, they made so many trips back and forth. So, did they make these trips between the uncles and their home? Because there's something about that uncle, the brother, something about him where, who knows who else is involved. But I think that's an interesting detail. Just like it was very interesting for me that the glasses that could have been Sebastian's, were found zero point 0.3 miles from the home of Kathy Bowersox.
So this ATV trail is near Earl's home. And I don't know if you guys remember this clip from earlier, but this is Earl actually getting really angry at a influencer who was visiting the home.
Yeah, you sure can. What are you doing? Put your camera down, bud. Be a man. Be a man.
Oh, so this is Earl. This is Daniel's dad.
Tell me, what can I help you?
Are you the one that sold them kids?
Me?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
Are you in here?
Are you?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
Daniel's daddy.
Another one of them YouTubers, are you?
Is there anything wrong? I park my car in here?
You're not parking, you're being an idiot.
For what?
You can YouTube all you want. You low-life little
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
You can smile.
Wow. That's the first time actually I see this. That's interesting, man.
Oh, because you got a camera there.
Calm
You're
down.
taking my picture. I don't have to calm down.
Who hurt you?
You're the one that...
Who hurt you?
You.
Who hurt you?
You.
Keep crying. Keep crying, man.
It's you YouTubers.
I'm not YouTuber.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm here looking for it. What are you doing? Bullshit.
Yeah, this that's Daniel's dad. Seriously, okay. This dad of Daniel's is obviously not happy with the presence of people with cameras. But if you want Jack and Lily back, exposure is what you would appreciate. If you don't know what happened, you would welcome it. You would maybe just walk by, and if you're camera shy, you would just not look up. I guess in these parts of the world, people don't run around with cameras all day as they do where, most of us live. But still, I can see how him and Janie were married for a while.
Because you took a picture of me first.
I live here.
So what? I can't come here to help? What the wrong with you, man? For it. What are you doing? Bullshit.
To me then.
Because you took a picture of me first.
I live here.
Okay, so he didn't start filming him, I guess. And the first thing, Earl was the first to start taking a picture of him, or filming him. So he took his camera out and said, you know what, now I put you on camera.
So what? I can't come here to help? What the wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you?
Walk away, little.
Oh my God.
So let me know what you guys think about that interaction. I do understand where both of them are coming from, but I will say that Earl Martell did actually kind of provoke the person who was filming. I mean, it is a public street. They're allowed to be there and filming. It's actually covered by, our laws in Canada that you're able to film in public. So I do feel like This guy wasn't creating any sort of problem, and it is a huge story that is worldwide. So, I understand where Earl's coming from, but I did feel.
Well, we haven't seen the beginning of it, so I don't know how the interaction, took place first. I mean, I don't. I guess the guy, Earl. I was under the impression he only had a recording. I never seen this one before, so I'm actually glad I tuned into it. Wow, so this is Earl Martell. This is Daniel's father. Interesting, man.
Like his reaction was a little too much, and I'm going to actually say it felt a little defensive. And I don't want to pick a fight here, but it does sound like he looks like he is trying to cover for his son. That's just the gut check I'm getting right now from that. I don't know if.
Yeah, they don't want people there. But again, I also cannot take sides because I don't know how it all started, But let's keep going. I just want to see if I missed something.
What do you guys think? Because this article also says that the other half of the pink blanket that was found in the tree near Earl's home was found in the family's trash.
And that's also, there is, of course, that possibility that he knows something and he is defensive because of that. They don't want people in their business. And you would think that with 2 kids missing, if you don't know anything about it, you would be okay with people coming and searching and even filming. But, country folks can be different. And however, that's interesting. The tree is near Earl's home. Got it.
And it was actually used at one point to cover a window. Daniel denied it was Lily's at first, then later changed his story and admitted to it, claiming it was planted from 1 week old garbage alongside 2 missing sweaters. Again, sorry, but why the changing of the story? Could it have been snagged on an ATV because it was found near?
That's Daniel's style, man. That's his style. First, he lies about it, he gets caught, and then, yeah, it was planted. He would know. He, he would know that this blanket had covered his window for a while. He would recognize it. And when did he put it in the trash? I do not believe it was a week before. I believe it was around the time that they cleaned something up and he removed part of the blanket. It was used for something and it got stuck there in the tree. This blanket is a highly sensitive area, which is why Logan talked about it. And I guess I'm going to listen to that again. The interaction between Logan and I believe it was Cheryl. Okay, this is from Hidden in the Fog.
Deepest condolences for the situation that my lady's going through right now. I can't even imagine as a father what she's doing and what she's going through.
Thank you.
So this was Logan and Cheryl, right? Let me see where.
Are we okay in agreeing that the blanket was put in the garbage?
I really don't know. I don't think it matters. All I know is the blanket was found in the trees up on the road.
Half of the blanket was, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it does matter.
I wouldn't even call it half. Just a piece of it.
Okay, so it does matter where the blanket was. Actually, it is a significant piece to the story. The investigation.
Mm.
Yeah, the investigation, not the story. Right? Unless it was planted, then it would be part of the story. So.
Yeah, the mom too says it all matters. Yeah, so just Cheryl, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I just want to make certain that, and it's not just to Cheryl, but if you if you think something, like you just said, well, I was told it was on, that's absolutely fine, and that's valid to say. Just make sure that you don't put across something as fact that you don't know as fact, but somebody told you, or something that you think. Just make sure you make that clarification so that everybody understands.
Right, yeah. Did I see it on the railing? No. Did I see it in the tree? Yes. Did I see it in the garbage? No.
Okay.
No, but we, the cops know it was in the garbage.
Yeah,
There's
no,
a whole video about.
See, that is Logan right there. The cops know it was in the garbage. No, they know, they don't know when it gotten into the garbage. Daniel made it a point to call them, and Justin filmed him opening the garbage. Surprise, surprise. Here's the piece. When was it put there? That is my question. And I do not believe it was a week before. That blanket is completely connected to the disappearance of Jack and Lily. That blanket was used the same way 2 of his shirts were used that he claimed Malaya stole.
have
But-
asked about
yeah,
it,
exactly.
but yeah, no.
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there 2 seconds after you guys found it.
Yes, yeah.
Look, can I
okay.
ask you a question? Was the whole garbage bag taken with the half of the blanket in the garbage bag that was torn open?
No, see when Dan
Listen to her. Listen how hard it is for her to keep her story straight here. See, when Daniel,
found out about the blanket in the tree because he was in the woods before.
okay, he was in the woods before.
Knowing about it, and he found out after Malaya left about it. He went out to the garbage because we all mentioned the blanket. So he went out. He goes, I put that blanket in the garbage. I'm going to say about a week ago because it was ripped. So him and I forget who else. I think it was his brother. Went out, videoed it all, opening up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it. So like we called the cops right after that. Like the RCMPs came right out after that. But yeah, it was in the garbage. The RCMPs came out and collected it and all. The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed.
The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed. That's not. I don't care if the garbage bin was closed. What I care about was the garbage bag ripped open. And was the blanket outside of the garbage bag. That's what's been of interest to me.
Okay. Just a clarification for somebody in chat. Logan Ann McKenzie is Daniel's first cousin, is very close to the family and lives, relatively close by. She has been on our chat previously. Cheryl, Christina, it's the first time she's been on my chat, and I welcome her. And she was, from what she says, she was there at the time of the search, and she is affiliated in some way or a friend or something to Malaya. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay.
I've watched your lives a few times. I just haven't said anything.
Okay, Cheryl. Somebody in chat was just asking, they said, who are these people? Can you please clarify for us? Now, Logan, I did have a question for you.
Sure, honey.
Did you watch Daniel's interview on CBC?
The new one?
Yeah.
Just parts of it. I watched the full part of the grandmothers. I didn't watch fully Daniel's yet.
Okay.
I was speaking with Daniel yesterday, though.
Okay. I think they are very much in damage control mode, people. Very much. And they're monitoring the enemy, so to speak. And to the enemy camp, I belong to that. And so does Belinda, the potential enemy camp. They want to know what Belinda's going to say. And they probably said, oh my God, Belinda, she didn't say, she said, I think somebody hurt them. And it was obvious from her talking about how Malaya used to be a good mother that this is not who she suspected. So it was obvious in the beginning before she told me, or before somebody told whatever. It was obvious in the very beginning that Daniel would be the one, the most likely one she meant. So I think they're watching everything very closely, and it's extremely important to them to hear what is said about them. And so I'm not surprised that she didn't even bother to watch Daniel, unless she's lying about that. But yeah, she could be. Or she. The thing is that the most important thing to her was, she's no genius, right? So she maybe didn't, feel like, analyzing his speech or whatever. But yeah, she was interested in, let's see what Belinda is going to say. Let's see what she knows. Who knows? Maybe somebody from the RCMP told her something in private, off the record. Let's see if she's going to point the finger at Daniel. They are so much in damage control mode. It's unbelievable. Daniel's family.
You what?
I was speaking with Daniel yesterday. He was at my house, and he was telling me that he did that interview.
Why won't he come on my live, Logan?
He still hasn't come on any live. Not Criming Shame, not this one.
Because he wants to stick with factual.
Blah, blah, blah. He wants to stick with what? What? What do you mean factual? If he can help bring some facts to the table, then why not go on? Why are you scared to be interviewed, Daniel? Why? You like to be in front of the camera and just blah, blah, blah with the reporters from the controlled media asking you some fluffy questions, and then you want to be the one yapping. But you're scared of any question that is that may surprise you. And I can see that because he's a hit and run kind of guy. And I don't care about this long form writing. He wasn't saying anything in that. Nothing. Nothing new came out of that. He is a hit and run kind of guy, meaning he leaves one-liner comments and then he probably still watches, still lurks, but he stops replying. Even when people ask him questions, even when several people ask him the same question. So being put on the spot, I think that would not be easy for him. And he knows it.
The way he said it was.
And
Local news is, and he wants to stick with the more factual. I don't know. That's what.
Yeah. God, she's dumb.
He tried to tell me anyway.
The
I
mainstream.
asked him if he wanted to come on because, and he goes, he was lining up this interview here, so I'm not sure what's going on now.
Okay.
My goodness.
I could ask again.
Okay, I would like that. And let him know that I do now have, and it's all actually because of the situation that happened with your live, I do have a private, dedicated live room for subscribers only.
We love that.
Yeah, which gives a
Oh, my goodness.
much greater control to the environment. No one outside can watch. It has to be paid subscribers only.
That's what he said about my interview too. He said mine got so spliced and diced.
Yeah, and if he would like to do that, I will.
Unimportant. Let's see where it began.
Yes, but the
I met Logan over that weekend. I think I met her Saturday, maybe. I can't quite remember exactly who she is, but I do remember meeting her.
Okay, so Logan is going. There we go. Thank you, Logan, for coming up.
I haven't heard from Logan in a bit.
And let me just say this. I'm gonna just. I need to warn people of this. We have 142 people in the room.
And
Be aware that we are on the internet. We are, and we've got 143 people in the room. There will be twice that watching who are not in the channel. Anybody can be screen recording this and what you say. And it can go on the internet anywhere.
Sorry,
private,
guys.
dedicated live room for subscribers only.
We love that.
Yeah, which gives a much greater control to the environment. No one outside can watch. It has to be paid subscribers only.
That's what he said about my interview too. He said mine got so spliced and diced.
Yeah, and if he would like to do that, I will send him a gift subscription. He doesn't have to pay for one, and I will give you one. And if you would both like to come in, I would.
Okay, so I think I got the point across, right?
Things was that I had said that the blanket had been put in the garbage by Daniel, and that I had gotten that from Logan and Mackenzie. Logan is here. She verifies that.
Let's see if she does.
You had said no, the blanket was on the railing. Now you're saying you thought it was on the railing. Is that correct?
No, I was told it was on the railing.
Okay, she was told it was on the railing. Let's disregard this.
Okay, so are we
Told by whom? By Malaya? Had it been on the railing at one point at night? I don't know. Could have been.
okay in agreeing that the blanket was put in the garbage?
I really don't know. I don't think it matters. All I know is the blanket was found in the trees up on the road.
Yeah, that's actually true. It doesn't really matter. But then again, it does to Daniel and Logan. And I believe that the blanket being found up there in the tree close to Earl's house represents a huge problem for Daniel and his family. This is something where damage control mode is kicking in hard. That is why Logan appears. She wants to make sure she can have the last word, or is able to somehow mislead people, in my opinion. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Everything I'm stating is my opinion, and my opinion only.
Half of the blanket was correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Half of, again, when did it get into the garbage? A week ago? How about a night before? How about, let's see.
Yeah. So it does matter.
I wouldn't even call it half. Just a piece of it.
Okay, so it does matter where the blanket was. Actually, it is a.
So less than half of the blanket, just a piece of it, was found in the garbage. Okay.
Significant piece to the story.
The investigation.
Yeah, the monthly
Silence.
pieces that all matter. Yeah, so just Cheryl, I appreciate you being here. I really do.
One more time.
I just want to make certain that, and it's not just to Cheryl, but if you If you think something, like you just said, well, I was told it was on, that's absolutely fine. And that's valid to say. Just make sure that you don't put across something as fact that you don't know as fact, but somebody told you, or something that you think. Just make sure you make that clarification so that everybody understands.
Right, yeah. Did I see it on the railing? No. Did I see it in the tree?
Yes.
Did I see it in the garbage? No.
No, but we, the cops know it was in the garbage.
The cops know it was in the garbage after Daniel called them. That's when the cops know it was in the garbage after. Right? They don't know how long it's been in there, when it got in there. They don't know that.
Maybe all about it.
And this part is very, very important to me because of Logan, how she speaks about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there 2 seconds after you guys found it.
Yes, yeah.
2 seconds after. And you still say it's been planted? Because that's what Daniel seems to say, right? Daniel wants us to believe it was planted. And the question is why he wants us to believe that.
Logan, can I ask you a question? Was the whole garbage bag taken with the half of the blanket in the garbage bag that was torn open?
No, see.
That's what I want to know. Let's see it again. Was the whole garbage bag taken?
The half of the blanket.
With the half of the garbage bag. She's talking about the garbage bag, not the garbage bin.
In the garbage bag that.
Was the garbage bag torn open? Was the blanket inside of the bag? Where was the blanket? Or was the garbage bag torn open and the blanket outside of the garbage bag? That is the question.
Was torn open?
No, see, when Daniel found out about the blanket in the tree, because he was in the woods before knowing about it, and found out after Malaya left about it, he went out to the garbage because we all mentioned the blanket. So he went out, he goes, I put that blanket in the garbage, I'm going to say about a week ago because it was ripped.
I'm going to say about a week ago. I'm going to say.
So him and, I forget who else, I think it was his brother, went out, videoed it all, opening up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it.
Opened up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it. You opened the bin, and there it was, visible, not in the bag.
So like we called the cops right after that. Like the RCMPs came right out after that. But yeah, it was in the garbage. The RCMPs came out and collected it and all. The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed.
The garbage bin was closed. Who cares that the bin was closed? You lifted. The question is if the garbage bag was closed. Was it in the side of the garbage bag? Or was it ripped open? That is the question. That's what she wanted to know. Remember when I did my video on this one? So there were two issues, the blanket and the dog. But the dog part, I have already covered, right? The dog part, over and done. But this is major avoidance by Logan, because the question is about the garbage bag. But she told us, You look inside the garbage bin and the blanket was right there. So it wasn't inside of the garbage bag. But what surprises me also is, well, didn't the RCMP look through the garbage? Why is this part so important to Logan and to Daniel? And Logan said you could see it. Let's hear this one more time, people.
I will be all about it.
The cops know it was in the garbage. No, they don't. They know it was in the garbage after you called.
But, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No.
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there 2 seconds after you guys found it.
One more time.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so are we okay in agreeing that the blanket was put in the garbage?
But I really don't know. I don't think it matters. All I know is the blanket was found in the trees up on.
Yeah. But that was a problem for Daniel and his family when the blanket was found. It was so much of a problem for him and his family that Daniel lied about it and said, this is not Lily's blanket. So the blanket has been in the window. He knows this damn blanket. He said it got ripped. How did it get up there in the tree? When did it get up there?
On the road.
That's the important part. Anything else could be tainted, planted, manipulated, whatever, in the garbage. But
half of the blanket was correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it does matter.
I wouldn't even call it half. Just a piece of it.
Okay, so it does matter where the blanket was. Actually, it is a significant piece to the story. The investigation.
Mm.
Yeah, the mother says it all matters. Yeah, so just Cheryl, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I just want to make certain that, and it's not just to Cheryl, but if you if you think something, like you just said, well, I was told it was on, that's absolutely fine, and that's valid to say. Just make sure that you don't put across something as fact that you don't know as fact, but somebody told you, or something that you think. Just make sure you make that clarification so that everybody understands.
Right, yeah.
Some people are annoying, right? When they're really long-winded and like to lecture people and like to sort of bathe in like the fact that they anyways.
Did I see it on the railing? No.
I like that. No.
Did I see it in the tree? Yes. Did I see it in the garbage? No.
Exactly.
No, but we.
And this is where Logan has a problem now.
The cops know it was in the garbage.
Yeah.
I will be all about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No.
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there 2 seconds after you guys found it.
Yes. Yeah.
Logan, can I ask you a question? Was the whole garbage bag taken with the half of the blanket in the garbage bag that was torn open?
No. See when.
So any of these filler words, whenever there's a lot of unnecessary wording, we know that there is a delay. We don't expect a clear answer. And we have to mark these moments as sensitive, if not highly sensitive. Because she is trying to figure out how to explain something. If you were there or you know what happened, but by the way, you were there, Logan? Was she there physically? And I remember back then, okay, let's see.
When Daniel found out about the blanket in the tree, because he was
Okay, he found out about the blanket in the tree.
in the woods before
Yeah.
knowing about
Too
it.
much unnecessary information. Too much unnecessary information. He was in the woods, so he didn't know it was found. And Malaya had already left when he found out.
And found out after Malaya left about it. He went out to the garbage because we all mentioned the blanket. So he went out. He goes, I put that blanket in the garbage. I'm going to say about a week ago because it was ripped. So him and I forget who else. I think it was his brother. Went out, videoed it all, opening up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it. So like we called the cops right after that.
So if it was put in a week ago, why is it so easily visible? Doesn't this scream stage presentation? Because if it was a week ago, I would expect the blanket to be down there. Okay, every other week, every 2 weeks, they pick up garbage in the area. If it was a week ago or so, as they try to make us believe, I would think you open up the bin and you have to remove a bunch of garbage bags from the trash of last week, and all of a sudden below that there is a garbage bag with a blanket in it. Not you open it up and it's right there visible, right? Right there to see. So what is sensitive about this is the time that Daniel wants us to think he put it in the garbage. In other words, he doesn't want us to know that the garbage got into the tree the night before. And what exactly did you throw into the garbage? Did you rip it? And I believe it was the night before that the night before, I believe the blanket was still in the house and it was used in connection with removing Jack and Lily alongside the two shirts. But you see, that's what they want us not to look at. The possibility that Daniel had the blanket, removed it alongside the children, and it got stuck there in the tree. So he wants to make it sound like, well, I haven't seen the blanket in a week because I put it in the garbage a week ago. And this is why there is avoidance. Because this woman asks her, was the blanket in the bag? She doesn't answer that part. She said, you opened up the garbage bin. You had to open it. Yeah, sure, there was a lid on it. But that's not the question. So that leads me to conclude that before that night, the blanket wasn't in the garbage. So he called the cops to say, like, look here, I put this a week ago. I couldn't have used it last night because I haven't seen it since. Let me hear a little bit more.
Like the RCMPs came right out after that. But yeah, it was in the garbage.
Was it in the garbage bag? That's the question.
The RCMPs came out and collected it and all. The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was
The bag was in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin
closed.
You see? You see what she's avoiding? I picked up on that back then, like a couple months ago, right? But I have not revisited it. So now I'm doing it because we realize from this article that was very well done, by the way. Very lengthy, but very well done, featuring the facts that are important, very important. We know that Daniel felt the need to lie about the blanket. And later he claimed it was planted. Let's hear again what Logan had to say about seeing it in the tree. She was there, right? But let me hear one more time.
Okay. Just a clarification for somebody in chat. Logan Ann McKenzie is Daniel's first.
Let's make sure I didn't miss a thing.
And let me just say this. I need to warn people of this. We have 142 people in the room.
Yeah.
Be aware that we are on the internet. We've got 143 people in the room. There will be twice that watching who are not in the channel. Anybody can be screen recording this and what you say. And it can go on the internet anywhere. So I just want to put it out there and just give a warning before you say stuff. Just make sure that what you say is, Hey, Logan, how are you?
Hey, Logan.
Not too bad.
And Logan knows this firsthand, don't you, Logan?
Yes. My name is dragged all over the internet now.
Yeah. Logan was on my live weeks ago and for quite a while. And it was very, very unfortunate. Somebody screen recorded the entire thing and then spliced and diced the entire thing, taking out pieces, not putting in pieces correctly.
I don't know about that, but the version that I analyzed, it flows because there was nothing sliced and diced. So I don't know which version they're talking about or which version Logan referred to. I'm pretty sure it was Logan pointing it out, complaining, saying people slice and dice things, because she's been called out by me. I pointed out the deception in her first interview and everything that I learned through it. Before it was official about the CPS problems they had, she already told us in her statements. That was easy to analyze, by the way, very easy.
Because Logan.
So I'm not surprised that she wants to make it sound like, well, I didn't really say that, they sliced and diced it. So she wants some deniability here because looking back, she knows how deceptive she was. But the question is, why is somebody deceptive? Pointing out deception is not enough. We need to get deeper and figure out why somebody feels the need to lie or misrepresent. Let's see.
Actually gave an enormous amount of support to Malaya.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She faked support to Malaya in order to have Meadow, in order to keep Malaya sort of confined and within the family and controlled by them. They didn't want Malaya out there away from the property with her mother. Daniel wanted Malaya to stay with him, point blank. So had she stayed with him and Meadow gone with Logan, they would have turned into like Canada's version of the Proudfoots, right? So what I mean by that is a team in complete unity. Nothing can, both having the same script. That's what Daniel wanted. Don't let Malaya get away now, because now we need to be together, stick to the same story. So Logan said, I'm going to take Meadow. And I'm pretty sure she said it just like that. I'm going to take Meadow so you guys can sort things out here. That's why she mocked Malaya. Meadow. They didn't want to lose control of Malaya. That's what scared them.
And of course, that was all removed. So I just want.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Not important.
People to be aware that this can happen.
Okay, great.
So thanks for joining us. So anyway, carry on. Cheryl, I don't know, what were you saying?
That was just it. That we left Saturday evening, not
after the
Saturday
briefing.
morning.
After the briefing on land
No,
censorship.
it was after the altercation.
You left, but Malaya didn't.
We all left. Malaya
No.
went with her mother. I
Yes.
left. My sister left. My sister-in-law left. We all left at the same time.
Yes, but the altercation was before the briefing, honey.
And then there was one after because you're.
Yeah, there was 2 altercations. One before the briefing and one after. She left after the altercation, after the briefing, you idiot.
Her mother was involved in that one.
Your mother was involved.
Yes, and that's when we were saying about the car. And then I don't know who came back looking for the cell phone, and we were trying to get Malaya's grandmother to leave the house. Yes.
Yes.
But Malaya left right after the briefing. You guys didn't. Malaya left right from the briefing.
5 minutes before us, yeah.
Yeah, right after the briefing, up at the briefing. She never came back to the house.
No.
You guys
it wasn't Saturday morning that she had.
No, it was Saturday afternoon after the briefing.
It was Saturday evening. I think around supper time-ish.
Yeah, after the briefing at 4:00.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And the blanket was in the garbage.
But yeah, no.
The cops even went and found the other half in there.
Yeah, as far as I knew, the blanket was on the railing.
Yeah, no, the cops came and collected the other piece. After the other piece was grabbed from the trees.
Yes, where we found it.
I'm still trying to place who you are, but I don't know.
That's okay. There's so many people.
So no, go ahead, Cheryl. Just identify. Like, how do you know Malaya? You said you were good friends with Malaya?
Yeah, I don't really want to touch on that kind of stuff. Kind of just respecting her privacy right now, but I just kind of picked up on a couple of things that you had said, and I wanted to clarify that she most certainly didn't leave Saturday morning. It was Saturday into the evening after the briefing.
Yeah, Susan probably misspoke because I said that in our
No,
first.
that's okay. That's okay.
Where we said where she left because I put the baby in the car for her and her mother drove off. But you guys were supposed to come back for Malaya's car and you guys didn't. Nobody took Malaya's car and it got repoed by the the search and rescue guy got it towed back to wherever Malaya was. So you guys, I thought her sister was her.
I already talked about all of this. There's a lot to analyze here, but I'm not going to go back into it.
Stepsister or whatever was supposed to take the car. That was after the whole altercation because they were.
Was supposed to. She had it all planned out. Right, Logan? But remember what I said back then. I said they were expecting Malaya to come back. Daniel probably said, "Oh my God, there she goes. Don't let her leave. Daniel, hold on. The police is here. You gotta let her leave. But don't worry, she's gonna come back. She gotta get her car, right? Then you can take her phone away, then you can hold her down, then you can keep her from leaving, then she's gonna stay with you. Don't worry, bro. Everything's gonna be okay. You do what you always do, right?" As we have since learned, of course, that's absolutely what was part of their pattern. She wants to leave. He keeps her from leaving. He has been successful doing that. Even in December, when it was decided she's going to leave him. So that is this is very important. This is why Logan uses his language. Supposed to. She was supposed to. They planned on that. I think that Logan just put all the stuff in her car, and said, "You, Meadow is coming with us. This is our decision, and Malaya, you have no mind of your own. You have no free will. You are definitely not being consulted and asked what should be done." But they wanted Malaya to stay with Daniel. They both know what happened. They did not want Malaya to go out there and possibly speak and reveal what took place. They had the same script, but they were worried about her leaving. They wanted them to be in unity, have the same story, nothing is being said to nobody, and that's it. People are going to forget about the case, right? But this is exactly what did not take place. That's why they were so angry with Cindy and tried to trash her. This is what Logan did in her first interview. And this is what I also, from in her first interview, I pointed out that I believe Cindy, there was a history, as we have since learned. Yes, she was always set to leave before. She complained a lot. She told her mom a lot of things that were happening in the house. That's how Wade knew all of them. He overheard things. Or Cindy told him, "Oh my God, this guy is crazy. He's beating the kids, he's beating her." They organized some sort of rescue mission for December to get her the hell out of there. So yes, I can see Cindy saying, "You know what? You're not going to have second thoughts now. Not with me here. Not with all the police. You're coming with us." And that was Malaya's chance to get out of there. So who decided? And by the way, they made it sound like Cindy was holding Malaya hostage, and Cindy took Malaya's phone away from her and doesn't let her use her phone or whatever. This is the kind of picture they tried to paint. But I think Malaya just didn't want to speak, and her mom said, "Don't worry, I'll handle the phone. I'm going to do that." They misrepresented Cindy the same way that they are trashing that neighbor, trying to discredit, because he was the one who said he heard a car, a 5-speed, the same car, around 6 times leaving, coming and going between midnight and 5 a.m. Now that was later changed into the allegations of a rug party, and so that neighbor, he probably thought, yeah, that's what Martell is all about, right? So again, it is very important we stick to the facts and don't listen to interpretations. And I wished I had known that in the very beginning, just the facts, that the car kept coming and going, the same car. So it wasn't a bunch of cars and a big party. Nope, that's not what it was. But we know now what it was. So her language, they were very angry. "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Malaya's not coming back." What? They take the car for her? Search and rescue is taking the car, or was it RCMP? I don't know. But that was already authorized, so they couldn't keep the car there. They couldn't say, no, we want Malaya to come and pick it up. No, sorry. They lost complete control of Malaya. And that's what made Logan extremely upset.
Trying to get
I don't
Malaya's
know.
grandmother out of the house because she didn't want to leave.
I don't know. That's not really relevant to anything I was talking with Susan about. I'm not touching on the vehicle.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that Malaya did not come back to the house. She left right from the briefing. You left.
Yes, absolutely. I was with her.
I just want to say, Cheryl, it really seems that you're sharing conflicting information.
No.
Between Logan and you, like it sounds like.
Yeah, but Cheryl in this one, of course, she has her own agenda. She wants to she wanted to get the funds into her bank account, allegedly, right? Or was it, yeah, there is some, yeah, but in this one, what's conflicting is Logan.
I don't want to sound.
But this moderator, she is on Logan's side, very much, because Logan was the first one to give her an interview. And so she is not impartial whatsoever.
But like,
So always make sure that you don't let the a moderator's or a host's interpretations, opinions interfere with the facts that you hear.
we're saying false things a little bit. And
like what?
well, you said about you were like coming in here to correct people about the blanket.
Yes.
Right. Clarify. And that's exactly what Cheryl is doing.
And
because it was on the railing, that's what I was told.
But
and again, that's what I was told. Disregard.
If you were there,
on the railing or in the garbage, it doesn't.
Hold on. We need people to just speak one at a time, so that everybody in the chat
She likes to hear herself talk, huh?
Can hear.
Sorry, Susan.
No, that's okay. It gets really confusing for people that are trying to listen to what's going on. So, DJ is making the point, Cheryl, that, and I don't want anybody accusing anyone on the panel of.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, I know you aren't, but I'm just going to.
It's something that I noticed. Sorry to interrupt, but.
So, yeah. So she's just simply saying that you had come up on the panel to clarify some things that had been said.
Yes.
And one of those things was that I had said that the blanket had been put in the garbage by Daniel, and that I had gotten that from Logan and Mackenzie. Logan.
Yeah, but when was it put in the garbage? Again, you're going with Logan's story that it was a week ago. It wasn't a week ago. And that's where the problem comes in.
Is here, she verifies that. Mm-hmm. You had said no, the blanket was on the railing. Now you're saying you thought it was on the railing. Is that correct?
No, I was told it was on the railing.
Okay, so are we okay in agreeing that the blanket was put in the garbage?
When was it put in the garbage? When? We know that the police saw it after Daniel called. At that point, it was in the garbage, yes. A week before that, no, it wasn't. No, sorry.
Really don't know. I don't think it matters. All I know is the blanket was found in the trees up on the road.
Right. It shouldn't matter, right? That's the important thing. That the blanket was found in the trees. That's what matters. But that's not where Logan and Daniel want to leave it at. They want to have the deniability. They want to have the so-called alibi, if you will, and make it seem like Daniel hadn't seen the blanket for a week. So it couldn't have been thrown away or wound up in the trees the night before. Or it could have been, but basically Daniel, they want you to believe Daniel had no contact with the blanket or any part of it for a week. And this is exactly where the sensitive area is, which indicates to me that yes, this blanket is very much connected with Jack and Lily's disappearance from that night.
Half of the blanket was correct?
Yes, yeah.
Right, yeah. So it does matter.
I wouldn't even call it half. Just a piece of it.
Okay, so it does matter where the blanket was actually. It is a significant piece to the story.
The investigation.
Yeah, the mother too says it all matters. So just Cheryl, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I just want to make certain
Oh my God.
that, and it's not just to Cheryl, but if you, if you think something, like you just said, well, I was told it was on, that's absolutely fine. And that's valid to say. Just make sure that you don't put across something as fact that you don't know as fact, but somebody told you, or something that you think. Just make sure you make that clarification so that everybody understands.
Right, yeah. Did I see it on the railing? No. Did I see it in the tree? Yes. Did I see it in the garbage? No.
No, but we, the cops know it was in the garbage.
Yeah,
There's
no,
a whole video
I
about it.
have
But-
asked about
yeah,
it,
exactly.
but yeah, no.
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I seen it in the tree too. That's why I knew.
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there.
I was there when you found it in the tree. So much for the planting theory, huh, Daniel?
2 seconds after you guys found it.
Yeah.
2 seconds after you guys found it. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Logan, can I ask you a question? Was the whole garbage bag taken with the half of the blanket in the garbage bag? That
How was the blanket found? Did you pick up the garbage bag, take it out, open it up? There's a blanket. That's the question. Was it somewhere on the bottom where the garbage from a week before would have been?
was torn open?
No, see when Daniel found out about the blanket in the tree, because he was in the woods before knowing about it, and found out after Malaya left about it. He went out to the garbage because we all mentioned the blanket. So he went out. He goes, I put that blanket in the garbage. I'm going to say about a week ago because it was ripped.
I'm going to say about a week ago. Yes, I believe there was a conversation like this. I'm going to say I put the blanket in the garbage about a week ago, so it couldn't have been me last night accidentally, losing it somewhere. It was ripped. Who ripped it?
So him and I forget who else. I think it was his brother. Went out, videoed it all.
She goes very quickly over his brother, not mentioning his name or anything. They don't want the brother to be seen, heard of, or thought about even.
Putting up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it. So like we called the cops right after that. Like the RCMPs came right out after that.
They came out right after that, yes. But, the presentation was already in place.
But yeah, it was in the garbage. The RCMPs came out.
It was in the bag, that's the question. But I already went over
and
this.
Collected it and all. The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed.
The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed. It was not the question. But thank you for letting us know, Logan, one more time, once again, that it wasn't a week before that the blanket was thrown into the garbage.
Okay.
I've had it with this. And now I'm seeing your comment. Thank you, Mike. I remember sometime in the beginning, it was told that the garbage cleanup was just at the same time the children were missing. How far is the dump? There is an old mine shaft, and Daniel worked only 1 day a week. Okay, that's a good question. When was the last time the garbage had been picked up? That's another thing that I'm interested in knowing. So there it is. That's why Daniel lied about the blanket. First he claimed it wasn't Lily's, and then he said it must have been planted, but Logan was also there. So let me hear a little bit more from Joseph.
It have been snagged on an ATV because it was found near an ATV trail. But the strangest clue yet was
One
yet
more
to
time.
in the family's trash, and it was actually used a huge story that is worldwide. So, I understand where Earl's coming from, but I did feel like his reaction was a little too much, and I'm going to actually say it felt a little defensive. And I don't want to pick a fight here, but it does sound like he looks like he is trying to cover for his son. That's just the gut check I'm getting right now from that.
Maybe for himself or whoever, 6 times the car at night went back and forth. Where did they go? Why was a blanket found near Earl's home? We don't know what exactly he's covering for. What else he's covering? What else he's trying to cover up?
I don't know what do you guys think? Because this article also says that the other half of the pink blanket that was found in the tree near Earl's home was found in the family's trash, and it was actually used at one point to cover a window. Daniel denied it was Lily's at first, then later changed his story and admitted to it, claiming it was planted from 1 week old garbage alongside 2 missing sweaters.
You see?
Again, sorry, but why the changing of the story? Could it have been snagged on an ATV because it was found near an ATV trail?
Yeah.
But the strangest clue yet.
So the question is still, what vehicle did the neighbor hear? Was it maybe a 5-speed ATV? But ATV sounds very different, right, than a car. And I believe he said a car.
Was yet to come. That mystery vehicle is a massive lead. A neighbor tinkering with their own car heard a 5-speed car tearing in and out of the trailer's driveway 6 times from midnight to 5 a.m. on May 1st. So Lansdowne is dead quiet. I mean, they live in the middle of nowhere, and actually where they live, only logging trucks and the school bus pass by for the most part. So this was definitely odd to be hearing this sort of vehicle zooming around in the middle of the night around their home. The neighbors actually reported this to the RCMP on May 8th, one of over 600 tips.
May 8th. So it took them a while to come forward, like 6 days. Yeah, I believe that that neighbor, he didn't really want, he still doesn't want to be known. So they were reluctant to get involved. But I still believe this is reliable information.
With over 5,000 video files and 800 tasks. So, of course, the question is, who was driving, and was it tied to the kids' disappearance? The neighbor, fearing for their safety, stayed anonymous but knew it was critical. That midnight visitor still haunts this case with no answers yet, and it actually fits into the timeline very well because the kids were actually last seen May 1st in town, and that was the last confirmed sighting of them. So were they abducted in the middle of the night? So the family actually faced significant challenges long before May 2nd. A social worker visited months earlier. Salt Springs teachers reported Lily and Jack were developmentally.
That's where I disagree. Not that they were abducted, but the bodies were removed. That's where I met with this. Knowledge indicated that the kids are gone from both Malaya and Daniel.
Delayed. They arrived unkempt without winter clothes. The school provided them with coats. Daniel said that visit was about suspected autism with a doctor's appointment set for May. He wouldn't say more. Photos from September and December 2024 showed Jack with marks on his face. Daniel claimed one was from Lily hitting him.
I think it was, like I said, open-handed slaps in the face. This is what landed right here, right there. And he slapped them around a lot, on a regular basis.
Said here that Lily had a black eye when the children went missing. from an accident with a Tonka truck that occurred on May 1st, the day before the children disappeared. Quote,
Daniel was getting worse and worse, people. Worse and worse.
she pushed down on the truck and it swung up and hit in the face, end quote. So, I mean, that's just an unsettling detail that the day before Lily disappeared, she had a black eye. Like, what are the chances? The article goes on to say that money was beyond tight. Daniel's mill job was cut to one shift a week due to a logging truck ban. His car was also broken down. He relied on his uncle or Malaya's new SUV, bought with her grandmother's help. Child support from the kid's biological father, Cody Sullivan, stopped after he lost his job. Their $1,900 monthly
What kind of car is his uncle driving?
Canada child benefit was halted over Daniel's unfiled taxes.
$1,900 child benefit per month. Wow. That money just for the children? That's pretty good, man.
With finances crumbling, some might speculate the
Chaotic Daniel didn't file his taxes.
family saw the kids as a burden they couldn't afford, maybe even wanting to get rid of them to ease the strain. It actually goes on here in the article. Daniel's father, Earl, said he bought the couple groceries and gas and provided firewood to heat their home. Daniel, however, denied having money problems and had claimed to friends that he was getting into investing and turning his life.
So I don't know how it works in Canada, but you can correct me. So does it mean he didn't file taxes? So does it mean they stopped the child benefits completely? And are they talking about April 30 of this year? That they cut them off and said, you're not going to get money for the kids, and then the kids disappeared? He saw no more benefit in them? But all of this is telling us that pressure was mounting. All Daniel's fault. You know what I mean? You get free money from the government and you can't file your damn taxes. You can't even make sure you got this one straight. That is incredible, man. That is incredible. Daniel is always the victim of everything, right? I mean, how chaotic do you have to be to not take care of that? But there's no surprise in that. This was a part of his regular pattern, people. But I can imagine that this also added to the pressure, and the kids received the blunt end of the kids. They were the ones made to suffer.
Around after a divorce. So again, we just get Daniel providing conflicting accounts.
When was the divorce? He's been with Malaya 3 years, right? And he was waiting until now to turn his life around?
Of the truth. Malaya told her 55-year-old grandmother, Belinda Gray, or
Wow. Malaya told her 55. It's not Malaya's grandmother. Oh, she's same age like me. Cool.
Cody Sullivan's mom, that Daniel was controlling. He took her phone and kept her isolated. Belinda.
Sorry, of course, Cody's mom. What did I say? Sorry, guys.
Off for years due to Daniel's jealousy, was shocked at the trailer's junk-strewn state when she arrived to search. The aftermath was complete chaos. On May 2nd, a family reunion turned ugly. Malaya's relatives accused Daniel of involvement. A shouting match erupted in the driveway. Janie kicked them out. That evening, Malaya left with her mother, Cindy Murray, and Meadow. She blocked Daniel and went single on Facebook. Daniel sobbed to the Globe, saying he alone could calm, feed, or tuck in the kids. He claimed Malaya struggled. Belinda, searching the woods, was troubled by Malaya's exit. She said it felt like Malaya knew the kids weren't coming back.
Yeah.
The RCMP search with divers in lakes and old mine shafts tied to a 2002 unsolved case where a man's remains were found in a Lansdowne mine continues. A $150,000 reward from June 19th, 2025 still stands. Daniel claimed 2 sweaters vanished from the trailer after the kids did. Another odd detail. Online, It's a Crime and Shame has 500,000 views on this case. Daniel hints in chats there the kids were taken by someone they knew. Daniel again has a conspiracy writing, quote, as long as I remain the target.
Yeah, and the same people planted the blanket, right, dude? So I'm going to listen, I guess, to a little bit more.
The sick person or persons that have the...
But actually, I covered this already, right? So, well, yeah, I should have... The blanket thing, that was the important part, people. And I think we just explained exactly why Logan had been deceptive in her answers about the blanket in the trash. And there was major avoidance of the question if it was in the bag. And I will leave it at that. And I thank you all for watching. I'm Mike the Man, and I see you next time.